first words you hear in Trials Fusion are, "Welcome to the future. Man, machine, the future." You hear these words in the game's main menu within a theme song on constant loop. It's hammy and over the top, but it feels equally lazy, almost like it's the easiest way to convey the futuristic setting in the fewest amount of words. This is fitting since Trials Fusion cruises on the legacy of its impressive predecessor, offering up mostly the same motorcycle platforming gameplay in a dull package. Despite appearances, Trials Fusion is a platforming game. While riding a motorcycle, you take ridiculous jumps, shifting your weight in midair. You want to make each landing clean, but still maintain your current momentum. As Trials Fusion progresses, the platforming requirements become far trickier, and you're tasked with bunny hopping from tiny platform to tiny platform. Unfortunately, the transition to these later, more difficult levels is a steel wall rather than a shallow incline. Even after Trials Fusion taught me some of the more complex maneuvers through a series of tutorials, success in later levels still felt like luck after dozens of restarts rather than the mastery of the skills on hand. High-tech cities with silvery spaceships and science-y factories filled with moving platforms make up the vast majority of the game's tracks, contrasting more creative settings in previous games. Other changes have been made to the Trials formula. An ATV is selectable, though it doesn't feel different enough to justify its inclusion. Really, it just feels like a heavy bike. There's also a brand new trick system, but it often leads to some truly wonky moments where arms will bend in gruesome, impossible ways and tricks wouldn't register. These additions feel like unnecessary garnishes on the Trials meal and could have been left on the cutting board. I also ran into a handful of glaring technical issues. The Xbox One version of the game suffered from dreadful screen tearing and slowdown on a few select levels, while both the PS4 and the Xbox One versions contain blatant texture pop-in throughout. There's no question that the core Trials gameplay within Trials Fusion remains fun, but technical issues and bad design choices make it a pretty significant drop down from Evolution and definitely a step in the wrong direction for the franchise. Every aspect of Fusion feels like a less creative experience that coasts rather than strives for something better.